funny, I was just like you. Super Bowl Sunday with the facts. Security guard told Kevin Hart to relax. Oh! Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop whole game in the chokehold. Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop whole game in the chokehold. I reinvented myself, they sorta hated it. I reinvented myself and upgraded it. Traded in the Jews, copped a couple new ones. Lost a couple friends and got a couple new ones. Upstairs and downstairs, the balcony. These oceanside views, the alchemy. Ain't nothing crazy like the city in the summertime. So when it's winter, I still be on my summer grind. Handle your business, handle your business. Loyal and honor, don't break no bro codes. The more red rose, max with the rose gold. Whoever counted me out, they can't count. Oh! Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something I don't know. Like when it drop whole game in the chokehold. Tell me something I don't know. What? Tell me something.
All right, Coach, first opened back in 2017. There's a look at the gleaming new Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Houston Texans and the Atlanta Falcons. That's fielded in the end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Lucky 56. Watch left. Start right there. Watch it now, Barney. Detroit. Watch it now, Barney.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Flush to his right. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8.
Watch 7. Watch it now, Barney.
They'll look to throw here. He sets to fire deep. And that one incomplete. Had some position but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Watson will bring up the Texans here 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And a short pickup there as he'll take this up to right around the 20. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play. When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
From the gun on third, Watson. Going to throw right side here, complete. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. A pickup of 11 and a Texans first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Some nifty running there. Ultimately, it doesn't get him a whole lot, but it does take him to the 45. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with third down coming up.
Reset.
Now they try the right side here. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 45-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
And Brandon, as we continue to see, so much of the influence on this game is now coming from those hybrid-type players. In this case, strong safety, not worried about covering the pass. What a play on the run.
Tackled for a loss.
Yeah, forget the pregame introductions. Introduced himself with authority on that play.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 at a first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker, can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That goes down as a loss against his rushing stats. But really, should he have to absorb that one? He had no chance on that play before they overwhelmed him.
Pretty much on top of him before he could take his first step. A good pick up there of 20 yards. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading the play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
On third down, it's Grant, and he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. That'll make it fourth down after a loss of 1.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up. It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
And here now come the Falcons. They punted last time they had it. What steps, Charles, you think they have to take to make sure they don't do that again?
Well, let's just go to the football 101, the trade expression 101. Win first down. Make 5, 6, 7 yards on first down and make it a 2nd and 3, 2nd and manageable. Keep accumulating first downs that way. Keep moving the football. You don't want to get behind the sticks because then the defense has the advantage.
Eluding the pressure right. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. He drops it off for Bernard. And this one will go to the 28-yard line. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd down. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And this is going to be incomplete.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. Nearly a huge return as it is. Still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Texans with great field position to start this drive as they take over 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Watson on 1st down. Rolling to his left. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
They'll come up now with a clock showing 3 seconds to go here in the first.
Richmond.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and it's Texans football as we get going in quarter number 2. They're facing a tough spot, 3rd and 8 here to start things out.
Come back.
Here's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't. And a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to have to put a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So out come the Falcons now. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on third down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a first down and change the momentum?
Now Foreman, and he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
The rush defense stout on first down. Here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Over. Detroit!
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. It's a gain of 7, and it'll be third down.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have the center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Leopard!
On third down, it's Duncan, and he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll rumble for about 5, up close to the 40.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 42. The Falcons on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. Looking to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. And they'll run it here. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing.
No, bottled up. Fumble. It's out. It's loose. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line.
They may have the edge on the scoreboard, but that hasn't made them passive, has it? I mean, they've dialed up a pretty good run blitz there. And Brandon, you know that all blitzes aren't just designed to get to the quarterback and the passer. Sometimes you're just trying to take away every gap, every hole that might be created in the running game, and they did it to perfection and caused a fumble there.
Took away the gaps, took away the holes, took away the football. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short.
Detroit!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. The good run on first down followed up by a not-so-good run on second down.
Now let's find out if they're going to stick with the run here on third down. A lot of people would love to see some play action here. I say go with your best running play over your best blocker.
It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
Everyone understood their role on that play. 3rd and 1. You know the defensive guys, they're trying to get down and get low and get leverage on the offensive lineman, but they didn't allow that to happen. They created a crease and allowed him to get through for a first down.
A carry for Foreman. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 6-yard run, leaves him with about a foot or so here still to go to hit the marker with 3rd down coming up. They'll run it now out of the gun. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
On every snap, a defense is trying to establish who they are, but on 3rd and short, that's really when you put it out there and tell people who you are, and that's exactly what they did. For the offense, they're looking at their offensive line and saying, guys, where are you? We need you on those plays.
Field goal would have been a decent length at 55 yards. They keep the kicking unit on the sideline. They're going for it. Here's Foreman, and the surge is going to be too much defensively. He's hit and taken down to the backfield. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And this Texans defense stands tall. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down.
Come back. Two jet.
On 1st down, Watson flushed out right. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Farmer. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there, a 22. 2 minutes remain in a scoreless first half. We're back to Atlanta right after this timeout. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Come back.
On 1st down, it's Watson. Going right side here, and that's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be taken down at the 34. Just a couple on the ground there, and that's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down.
Come back. Two jet. Tiger.
Back to throw, Watson. Flush to his right. They shakes him off, and that is incomplete.
Well, there's a bunch of pressure that time on 3rd down. They nearly got it. Probably should have gotten it, but he's able to escape the pocket. But unfortunately, by then, that play had already broken down.
And his kick is absolutely perfect. And it's now 3-0 Texans. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
Oh, a heck of a move.
Man.
And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Falcons offense, they get ready to head back out here. And on that last drive, went for it on fourth, turned it over. A good job by their defense, though. They held them to 3, but this offense, they've got to be a little bit better, a little bit more careful here.
And sometimes when you see these calls on fourth down, when they decide to go for it, it's not necessarily the coach saying, I believe in my offense. Sometimes the coach saying, I believe in my defense. I can afford to go for it here because if we don't get it, I don't think we'll give up more than 3, and that's exactly what happened there.
You think that factored in?
I do. I think that he had that in his mind going into the game, that I'm going to be aggressive on offense because I know I've got a defense that can hold up their end.
56. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll set up to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
On the toss, here's Foreman. Runs over it. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
Detroit!
And now the Texans want to call another timeout, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
Leopard! Watch him now, Barney! Gun!
Now back to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense, as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this first half. This quarterback now 4 out of 10 throwing the ball in this first half, but he's got a first down here.
Watch him now, Barney!
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And he fires one that's intercepted. Zach Cunningham with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Watson, eluding the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. So they took a shot on first down, but couldn't connect.
I'm sure that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay, because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
So line of scrimmage still the 39 on 2nd and 10. On 2nd and 10, Watson. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 11. The final shot before the break. Watson trying to lay one up deep. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So we have reached halftime here. It's the visitors, the Texans, out in front, as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, these offenses seemingly still back at the hotel for the first half. 3-0 our score as the second half gets underway. Here's Khalif Raymond to return. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that, because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
We'll see if they do just that. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there. It's second down.
Nice job there defensively. A great time to dial up a blitz.
And give him credit under center instead of throwing it away. Actually a pretty good job of getting past the line of scrimmage, not losing yardage. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. That burst good for 20 and a first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. Right back to him on first down. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Oftentimes we praise an offense for their variety of being able to hit people with the run in the pass. But in this game, how about what we're seeing from the safeties? They are all over the field. Doesn't matter if they threw it or if they're trying to run it.
I don't think we've ever awarded an MVU, most valuable unit, but you're right. It might go to them in this game.
I like that. MVU. Well done.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The tackle made there by Tack McKinley.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets them a new set of downs. And on the ground they go with a running back. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down to about the 21 or 22. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or 2 short here with third down coming up. From the gun, here's Watson. And he's got his man on the out route. And he'll have the first down, getting this one to the 14-yard line. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there. They'll run it now out of the gun. He's going to get 4 out of this as he's down to the 10-yard line.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a third down and 6.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level, because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, He was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. On third down, it's Grant. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Corey Grant, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the Texans will extend their lead. A good, sustained drive there in this third quarter, capping it off with a touchdown to give them a nice 2-score advantage.
It was actually a fun one to watch, wasn't it? I mean, for me, seeing the mix of what they did, how they moved the ball downfield, very sharp, too. Each and every play seemed to be executed with great dispatch.
Here comes Philip Dorsett now to return it. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So we get set to start this third quarter. Here's the Falcons offense now. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
Watching that, Barney! Gone!
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A very solid gain of 27.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down.
They're making it look easy out there. Another first down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 first downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Now the defense going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Took till the second half, but finally a red zone opportunity here. They've got a 1st and 10 from the 10. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he's going to find his way forward here for a modest gain. A nice pickup of 6 there to get him closer to the end zone, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
I think we can safely say that those types of players are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
2nd and goal from inside the 5. He'll get it up the middle. And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. It'll go as no gain on the play, and now they're looking at a 3rd and goal. This is 3rd and goal. Still looking for the first points of the game. They come out here in the eye. Now a handoff looking right. No gain on the play that time. So a big stop, and it's going to leave them with a 4th and goal.
Another stop on 3rd down, and this defense still hasn't allowed a touchdown to this point.
And Gostkowski's kick is good. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. So a decent drive there to start the third quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Heading out as the Texans offense as they get set to take over here. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
That would be the number one thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action, now's the time to take a shot.
Yeah.
But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen, and 2 of them are bad. He would have kept it on the ground.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Reset.
Back now in Atlanta. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th.
Richmond. Hey, blue lady. Come back. 2 jet.
To throw on 2nd is Watson. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Richmond.
And they'll run it here. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. Well, with the fumble he had earlier, we know how key keeping the football is here. That fumble earlier probably at the forefront of his mind. Just hold on to this thing.
It's also at the forefront of the mind of the guys who are trying to get the ball from him. And since they've seen him drop it on the ground before, they're doing everything possible to have him do it again. They need that turnover.
P.J. Hall there to make the tackle.
What an advantage having an elite guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
The Texans on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Richmond.
Now they try the right side here. And he's going to be brought down inside the 45 at the 43. 8 yards on the run, and that cuts this down to a 3rd and about 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Watson. Dancing to his left. And this is going to be incomplete.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight, He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line. Atlanta now coming out on the field. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about a 3-point
kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that.
Toe
bashed. Super toe.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. All right, now, lucky 56.
And they'll go on the ground. Room past the 20. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
We'll definitely see some open running lanes, and he's taking advantage of it right now, but that shouldn't be a surprise. Defense has the lead. They're playing for the pass first.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. And on the ground they go with a running back. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well.
And the tackle's made there by one of the secondary members. And I can guarantee you, having played that spot in the huddle right now or on the field, they're urging for a little bit more support from the guys up front. I actually remember one game where I hopped over a defensive lineman to make a tackle downfield and realized he was 10 yards downfield. That's not good. That's being driven off the line of scrimmage, and you can't have that if you're going to win a game on defense.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
This is 3rd and 2. Maybe the biggest play in this football game. They'll run with Foreman. He's got a first down and then some inside the 40. And he takes it all the way down to the 22. A big run there, 29 yards and a first.
Every player I know tends to play the game in his mind before it actually happens. There's no way he thought that at this stage of the game, this would be his first big run like that.
Yeah, but it's got to feel for him like the floodgates open, a sigh of relief. Now we'll see if things can open up for him.
See if it can continue.
And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
He's had success on this drive, but not on this play.
Finally, they bowed up defensively. I think they were determined not to let him take it pretty much all the way down the field.
Yeah, it looks like they handled their run responsibilities correctly this time. What we call run fits, everyone was in the right place.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
The running game's played a huge part in getting them down to this point on the field. I say stay with it. Keep pounding the football. Keep driving. Keep grinding.
Yeah, even down in the red zone, keep going for it.
No doubt about it. Dance with what brung you.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get this one back to the 5-yard line, but no further than that. No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Time for a break. We'll come back for the electrifying conclusion after this.
Detroit! Detroit!
Watch twist! Watch twist!
No. Check! Patriot! Patriot!
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. Chris Conley, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Critical extra point up and good. And, partner, we've got a tie game here in the 4th. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And here comes the Texans now. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Now it's Watson. Escaping the pressure right. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. It's hurry-up mode time for the Texans, hustling up to the line.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
10 yards there, good enough for a Texan first down.
Another carry for their leader, and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Down! Blue ready! Blue ready! Come back!
Watson. Flushed out right. And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down. He's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here? Or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this play will be blown up. He'll lose yardage back at the 38. And now a timeout defensively by the Falcons, as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
Come back! Come back!
Watson now to throw. And he's got him. Got his man on the end route. Complete. 15 yards. The Texans pick up the first down.
That's exactly what they were looking for. If they get another gain like that, they'll be right there in field goal range.
And the tension building. Watson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down. Now Watson. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get nothing out of that one. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a third down. Clock rolling here, about to hit 30 seconds.
Reset! Come back! Come back! Two jet!
From the 50, it's Watson. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. 7 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a fourth down.
Two jet!
On fourth down, Watson. Flush to his right. Now he's going to go up top. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. It's 3rd and 4. Big play here, trying to keep this opening drive of overtime alive. First throw in OT for Watson. Now he'll let it go deep, right side. And that's caught inside the 30. And he takes this thing way down into Atlanta territory. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. So often in overtime, Charles, games are won or lost on one big play. That might have been that big play right there.
And the ability to execute it despite the stakes, because let's say we've been there before. We've seen guys maybe hyperventilate a little bit when it's their opportunity. Not in this situation. They executed it calmly, and they really got it done.
And now they're set up in prime position. Only a yard that time, 2nd and goal. And I know you, with every carry, especially in overtime, you're just saying, if you're that ball carrier, hold on to the football.
Hold on to it, protect it, but not necessarily settling, because you're trying to get to the end zone. You're trying to end the game right here. And I know the defensive guys poking, clawing, breaking, trying to knock the ball free and protect their end zone.
Yeah, like you alluded to, especially this part of the field. No gain on the play there, and they're going to need to come up with something better here on 3rd and goal. And before they can run this 3rd down play, we're going to get a timeout. They'll be left with just one remaining here at OT. Biggest play now in this opening drive of overtime. This is 3rd and goal. They come out here in the eye.
Tiger. Richmond.
On 3rd down, that's Grant. And he'll go backwards, losing yardage to the 5. And the Falcons going to use another timeout. They'll be down to just one remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And his kick is good. And they will take the lead at 13-10. They're able to put 3 on the board here on the opening drive of OT, and now up to their defense to try and see if they can hold this one.
I like how you framed it up because obviously this game is not over, right? They go down and kick a field goal, then we head to sudden death. But if the defense can hold it, take the ball away, turn it over on downs, this game's over.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. A field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down. So a little chunk there on 1st as they try to chip away down 3 in overtime.
I like your description. Chip away, down 3. You don't have to get it all in one big play, although obviously that would be nice. But there's no need to have that type of risk associated with it. Run your offense, get first downs, get yourself in a position where you know you're going to at least get 3 and keep this game going. If you get 6, so much the better.
They're going to look to throw. He's going to go deep for Conley. Oh, it's intercepted. That'll seal it. Picked off at the 36. And that's how this one ends in dramatic fashion in overtime with a...
I like when birds come in. Sounds like I see it in there. Hey, I'm on your turf again. This, that, I got a girl on Brad. She go to battle. LED logo the tag. I go in back of the. They all from that. My diamonds, they all look that. This, that. I go to bed on bed. I got the demon on flat. I got it in the back. Ladies, they talk the chat. They step on the block, no man. I'm a K-back, 400K. I found out where you lay at. I got the lurking and they hate cats.